Greetings, adventurer. Welcome to me dungeon.
Just kidding. That's just my home. But speaking of dungeons, we have a new dungeon crawling roll and write coming to Kickstarter on the 17th of September. And yes guys, I know, some of you might be thinking, just another dungeon crawler, what new can you invent? But wait, until I show you.
The most immersive fighting mechanism.
Jesus. Now come, let me show you how to fight. Each round you draw 3 dice per player, 1 each turn. The dice lie on the sheet with colored dots and other symbols. After drawing a die, you resolve the first effect from the stone circle, indicating the number of spaces you must move in the dungeon. This dungeon is located on the map next to your character sheet. Below the map is the monster. The die chosen this turn also indicates the color of the point from which you can launch an attack on the monster sheet. You then connect 2 dots, and if at any point you cross a previously drawn line, you deal damage if the intersection point is on the monster's body. The challenge is that you cannot use a ruler to check how the line will run before you draw it. Additionally, each dot can be used only once. After making your attack, you roll the die chosen this turn for the monster's attack, which you resolve according to the table in the bottom right corner of the monster sheet. At the end of turn, place the die above the character sheet and draw the next one. When you run out of dice, gather them all, roll and start the next round. You play until one of the players completes the objective or time runs out. We can now quickly go over the detailed steps of resolving the drawn die. The outer circle on the dice sheet is divided into 4 sections. Each of them allows you to move from 1 to 4 spaces in the dungeon. White dice range from 1 to 2. While black dice range from 3 to 4. You must move exactly the number of spaces indicated by the die you drew. You simply draw a line from the entrance in any direction, exploring the dungeon. On some dungeon walls you can find torches. If you end your movement on such space, you weaken the monster's attack by subtracting 2 from the die roll this turn. You can also achieve this effect by using torches from your equipment. They are located in the top right corner of the map. Circle torches mean you have them with you. You can acquire more by passing through a space with a torch on the floor. When you do, circle another torch in your equipment. You can light any of the torches you have during the monster's attack phase before rolling the die. Mark this by filling in one of the circle torches. Since we are talking about the monster's attack, I'll add that the color of the die also matters here. White dice are slower in the dungeon because you focus more on defense, so the monster's attack is weaker when you roll them. You can check this on the table in the bottom right corner of the monster sheet. As you might guess, black dice work the opposite way. Besides torches, you can also find many potions, which you mark the same way. During your turn, at any phase after drawing a die, you can use 1 potion from each row, 1 triangular and 1 round. Using a potion doesn't replace any phase, so you can for example attack multiple times in 1 turn. Let's quickly go over the effects of each potion. The yellow one allows you to use a ruler to check any number of connections between any dots. You can do this until you find the desired connection. Each hero starts with 1 yellow potion. The green potion deals 1 point of damage in exchange for permanently eliminating any unused point on the monster sheet. The red potion deals 1 point of damage to the hero, but deals 2 damage to the monster. The orange potion allows you to draw a 2 cm line anywhere on the monster sheet. The blue potion allows you to make a double attack connecting 3 dots. The purple one is slightly better. As you move through the dungeon, you will also encounter fountains of life that increase your hit points by 2, doors that require a key to open, or traps that deal damage equal to the dungeon zone you're in. For example, a trap in a level 1 zone deals 1 damage, while a trap in a level 3 zone deals 3 damage, unless you end your movement exactly on the trap space, in which case you ignore its effect. Depending on the type of dungeon and scenario, other elements might appear, which we won't mention now. Lastly, you can move backward in the dungeon, but all elements you previously passed are ignored this time. They're gone. Let's briefly return to the dungeon zones, which are also closely linked to the monsters. Each time you kill a monster, instead of rolling the die during the monster's attack phase, you draw a new card from the appropriate deck, as reminded by the legend on the map. On the other hand, if you ever fail to kill a beast after exhausting all options, such as available points to make an attack or potions, instead of rolling the die during the monster's attack phase, you take the damage equal to the monster's current hit points, and the monster then escapes. You discard its card and draw a new one. Most monsters have different abilities and require a unique approach. For example, the Mimic has both hit points and a chest durability points. If you destroy the chest before killing the Mimic, you receive an item. A chained zombie deals more damage for each chain you cut, and a Striga will drink your blood to increase its hit points. Bosses are similar. They're different. Totally. Each one is a unique puzzle that will likely require several attempts to defeat, much like in Souls-like games. Killing monsters not only protects you from a serious damage, but also allows you to develop your hero. After defeating a beast, you receive a reward displayed next to its hit points. This is usually a development of basic skills, but sometimes it includes a potion or other item. You can also develop skills during combat by drawing lines that intersect the skill symbol. Additionally, you acquire keys necessary for opening doors in the same manner. Here are the basic attributes and related skills each hero has. Strength and additional damage. Each time you deal damage to a monster by drawing a line, you can fill in one previously acquired circle to deal the indicated amount of additional damage. Dexterity and additional attacks allows you to use previously used dots. Endurance and defense reduces damage from any source. Each hero has their own special skills, which become available by developing the basic skills. For example, a warrior who develops enough strength can gain access to one-time door break, allowing them to open a door without a key. Meanwhile, a rogue can avoid a monster's attack and move one space away. As you can see, the special skills of heroes differ, so I won't describe all of them in detail now, just like the equipment. Each hero starts with an item that distinguishes them from others. For example, the rogue can try to pick up locks with a lockpick, while the barbarian deals extra damage when near death. You can find additional equipment in chests. Each time you reach one, mark an item on your character sheet. If you complete a set, you additionally develop the indicated basic attribute or skill. The item you choose significantly impacts your playstyle. For example, the rogue's armor allows him to ignore 1 point of damage from the black die if the fight takes place in darkness, while his boots allow him to avoid the attack entirely if he stops on a trap. On the other hand, the hunter can gain hit points for killing monsters or create potions from them. The last but not least element of character sheet are hit points. If your hit points ever equal the amount of damage you take, well, you're dead. In multiplayer games, as an optional rule, instead of dying, a player can sacrifice their movement phase in the dungeon to regenerate 2 hit points. If this brings their health above the damage taken, they can move again starting from the next turn. Meanwhile, the remaining phases, such as attack and monster phases, are resolved normally. And that's how you play Dungeons of the Oak Dell. So, if you enjoy dungeon crawlers, roll and writes, or are simply curious how the game will develop, make sure to sign up for a notification about the Kickstarter launch. You can find the link in the description or the comment section, depending on where you watch this video. The campaign starts on September 17th and as always will be full of contests and other attractions, so don't miss your chance to grab your free copy and delve into Dungeons of the Oak Dell.